today. Hey everybody, I am Haley Gray and I'm the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I am excited to be with you today for another amazing event. I am here for August 2023's WEN Talk event. This is a live event that we do every single month in Women's Entrepreneur Network, and we bring in some amazing speakers. And we're going to kick off today's talk with the amazing, the fabulous, the enchanting, and brilliant and motivating and all kinds of superlatives, Carolyn Pistone. Welcome, Carolyn. I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Haley. This is my favorite place.
I'm so glad to have you here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take the stage.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carolyn Pistone. My company is Clear Blue Commercial. We're a certified green business, a certified woman-owned business, a certified small business, and a B Corp. We're the only real estate services firm in the world that is all of those things. And that's the last time I will talk to you about my business. What I am very excited about talking to you about today is about values and values in action. And I should say more, values in action in your business and your life, because really this is about bringing your whole self to your whole life. I like to say that if you lose enough jobs, you get a great resume, and mine is particularly impressive. I have been running this company for 10 years now. It's the longest job I've ever had. It's the best job I've ever had. And as I look back on my career and where I've come to, I realize that no matter what it says on my business card, my life's work is the same because of where my passion is, and that stems from where my values are. So I'd like to share with you just some examples of work that I've done on values, not just for myself, but with groups, and that you can do in your own companies. There's a little introductory exercise that I like to do with all the groups that I work with. And I pass out this lovely sheet that I'm not sharing on a slide with you all because it's not important right now. This is a list of 100 values, and they range from achievement, adventure, commitment, compassion, empowerment, encouragement, generosity, happiness, health, family, humor, love, passion, perseverance, et cetera, wisdom and wonder is how they're alphabetical. So there's a whole bunch in between. So what I would do if I was working with you all is I'd pass this out to everybody, and I'll give you 90 seconds to circle your top 5. Now, I do this exercise with every group that I'm with, in every meeting that I'm chairing. I've done it within my family. Basically, just circle your top 5. And when I say circle your top 5 values, inevitably there's a ton of questions and a ton of resistance. First thing people ask is usually, do I have to put my name on this? And what I have to say to that is, no, this does not go on your permanent record. There are no wrong choices. This is just an exercise that we're doing. And the reason I focused on, do we have to put our name on this, is it's just an indication of how uncomfortable people can be talking about their values when it comes to their work. And I'm sort of evangelizing on the fact that there is no work worth doing that doesn't incorporate your values. So then we get through that, and then inevitably I will get the question, do you mean our values at work or our values in our lives? I get this question every single time I do this exercise. And it always flabbergasts me, because your values are your values. And I would hesitate to say that if your values are different in your work than they are in your life, you may be working in the wrong place. So moving forward from that, I also want to say that and people get very focused on getting it right or figuring out, if it's a situation where I'm the boss, figuring out what I want them to do. This is actually an opportunity for introspection to tell you what moves you. So eventually we get through the questions, everybody settles down and circles their top 5. And I hesitate, and I don't hesitate. I strongly want you to say again and again, there are no wrong answers. These are all good things. Professionalism is a good thing. Diversity, empowerment, encouragement, these are all good things. Genocide is not on this list. Animal cruelty is not on this list. Pollution is not on this list. There are no wrong answers. And I've done this enough times to know that I could do this exercise twice today and my answers would be different. So and these do not go in your permanent record, as I said before. So once we get everybody circling their top 5, we go ahead and gather them up and quickly do a tally so that we can come to a consensus. So we take the top 5 that the group has and we post them up in front of on a wall or in front of the meeting or wherever. And the reason we do this is because these are values that we can all agree on. So now we know that if we, these are values that we share. These are the values that we use as a touchstone when we work together, whenever we interact, when we interact with our clients. These are the values that we're going to keep in mind and keep top of mind as we do our work. Then we look at, why do we come to work at all? Now I know we all need to eat and pay our bills and do, survive. And that is the reason that people work. However, everybody has a choice about where they work and the kind of work that they do. I did not round all these people up with a gun and tell them they had to work with me. So when they looking at their values, then you look at what's important to you within those values. What's truly do you need to value in the work that you do in order to value your work? So when we look at that, we start writing down, why do I come to work? What are my priorities when I come to work? Then, as a group, why do we come to work here? What's the purpose? What's the why? And how does that relate to these values? From there, we take all the reasons why we come to work at this place, whatever this place is or whatever this project is. We take our values and the reasons why we come to work at this place, and then we look at what is the purpose of the business and what is the need for our clients. So that we take our values, our reasons why, the company's reasons why, and the needs of the clients, and we roll that all together to create what our mission really is. So that when we get bogged down in the day-to-day of our lives and our work, we can go back to, this is why we're doing this. Now, does how we're doing this relate to why we're doing this, or is it completely divergent? And that tells us what clients we pick to work with, what projects we pick to do, and how we go about doing our work and interacting with each other and with our communities. I would suggest that, remember when I told you about the, if you lose enough jobs, you get a great resume. Any job that I have done, the main passion for me is the ability in any position to be a catalyst for positive change. That's me. Yours may and probably should be different. But the reason when I look at that, I can look at any job that I've done and seen that, yes, that's what I brought to this position. And the shortest jobs I've ever had are ones that didn't allow me to be a catalyst for positive change. For example, and this is a terrible example, but one of my jobs that I had when I was in college is I actually gutted fish in a fish canning factory. And there was nothing I could do in that job that had any meaning or value or passion for me. And that's when I realized that it wasn't a job, it was a task. I only lasted 5 days in that job, just so you know. And I have tremendous respect for anybody that works in a factory setting, anybody that works growing our food, picking our food, serving our food, packaging, all these kinds of things that need trucking, all these kinds of things that keep our country going and our economy going, are incredibly valuable to the rest of us. The challenge is for us as individuals, number one, to honor the value that every one of us brings, but also to honor in our daily lives the incredible amount of work that is done just so that we can live the life of our dreams. And I would suggest that if you are not living your values, no matter how profitable your company is, no matter how great your bank balance and your retirement account is, no matter how much you love your home, any of those types of things, if you are not living your values, it's not successful. I recently have been watching Rainn Wilson's series on MSNBC called The Geography of Bliss. And he's gone to several different countries to look at their happiness quotient and look at why are some places happier than others. And what he found, and there's lots of great tidbits in there. I highly recommend it. And I don't own stock in whatever that series is. But one of the things, he went to a more impoverished country in Asia, where the people are extremely happy and they are always smiling, and they are not a rich country at all. You see going through, there's dirt roads and barefoot people, and but overwhelmingly their focus was on happiness and joy and letting go of resentment and gratitude, being grateful for everything that we have, being grateful for this beautiful, warm, lovely planet. But ultimately, what their worldview is that whatever they have is plenty. And in a lot of ways it is, because we are fortunate enough to be humans and to be born on this planet. Even William Shatner, the great Captain Kirk, upon going into space in real life for the first time, returned overcome with emotion and sobbing. And what he talked about afterwards, as he tried to describe what he was feeling, is his overwhelming feeling was one of grief at leaving this beautiful, warm, light-filled planet. And looking back at it from a distance and also looking out into the vast cold blackness of space. Sort of the ultimate homesickness. And to be able to come back to Earth and appreciate it in a way, and many astronauts express this as well, to be able to return to our planet, which is so uniquely special in the world, and express gratitude within that, is, in my opinion, part of it, what it means to be truly living your life and truly living your values. As I said, if we go back to my little exercise and my list, this values list, my husband and I do this little exercise whenever we have a big decision to make, or whenever we're thinking about what to do with our business, because we own the business together. Is we'll go back and we'll do the values exercise and go, what is valuable to us right now? And how does this decision relate to those values? So you can do it all the time. I have a bunch of different lists of values for different groups that I have nearby. And sometimes I'll look at them real quick before a meeting. But it's a way not just for you to have meaning and value and satisfaction in your work. It is a way to bring the people who work for you or the people who are working on a project together to come together in a way that is exciting and meaningful and brings the best out of everybody. Because what they have, they meaning people who have done studies on job satisfaction, is even more than money. Employees and people working on a project want to feel seen, want to feel valued, and want to feel fully utilized. And these, by linking it all to your values and linking pretty much anything you do in your life's work to your values, is what's going to not only give you satisfaction, but it's going to make sure that you're bringing into the world and into the project and into the work the best of yourself, the part of you that only you can bring, so that it takes what can feel like meaningless tasks and give them meaning, because they're part of a much bigger endeavor. They're part of an endeavor that is bringing your value to the world and making the world a better place, and bringing to this life and to this planet those things that are uniquely you. So that, and for me, this may be a big ego trip, but I want the world to be a better place because I was here. And so I want to live my values every day and really look for places to be a catalyst for positive change in whatever I do with my life's work or whatever I do with my family. I would encourage all of you to do the same, because just looking at your values and how they are implemented in your daily life is going to make the world a better place. And all of you have so much value to bring. Briefly, I want to say, even more, when I said even more than money, as an employer, for me, I have learned I want to pay everybody what they're worth. What I have learned is that it is not possible to pay anybody what they're worth, because there's not enough money in the world to adequately honor the amazing soul, spirit, and contribution of a human being. You can only pay people what the task is worth. However, if you can work with people in a way that helps them live their values and bring their full self to work, you have absolutely made the world a better place, just like that. And so I would encourage you all to live your values in the best way you possibly can. And I can't wait to see all the wonderful value you're all bringing to the world.
That's amazing. I just don't even know where to start. So many amazing points. Thank you, Carolyn.
You bet.
How would you go about finding you?
You can go to www.clearbluecommercial.com, and that's all one word. And I'm there on my website. That's the website for my company, and I'm all over it. My email's there. You can contact me any way you like, and I would be happy to come and speak to any or all of you. And if you want to do some values work, it's what lights me up.
I love it so much. Thank you so much for being a speaker today. Y'all, let's give Carolyn a huge round of applause. Thank you for being here, Carolyn. I really appreciate you and the topic and values. It's a lot of why I do what I do and why I'm here. So happy to have you here. Welcome. Thank you.